Hello, welcome to More Yoga with me, Emily. Today I thought, since there seemed to be popular demand, or there was an overwhelming response to that last progressive flow that I posted, that we would do another one, different one. So, different sequence. It's slow, the sequence will build on every time we come back to the right leg. So, you'll have a chance to learn it and um, not that you can really in half an hour, but I like to say that this sort of progressive sequence lets you develop a certain virtuosity, shall we say, with yoga, with the poses, because you get to do it over and over again. That being said, let's start in a comfortable seat. You can be cross-legged or on your shins, legs outstretched. It's Sukhasana. It's easy pose. So wherever you are should feel easy. I'm sitting up on a block today. Just helps release my hips. And for 3 breaths, inhale deeply through your nose. Exhale, sigh. Your breath away. Maybe your eyes are closed now. And inhale. Exhale, let it go. One last one. And continue breathing however you need to, whether it's in and out through your nose or your mouth. Notice how your breath is flowing, if it feels really open and spacious. Or maybe you notice some sticky or choppy spots along the way. If so, you might try to ever so slightly lengthen through those parts just to smooth the breath out a little bit more. Vinyasa or flow is really about moving with breath. So if your breath is not flowing sweetly, the poses might not flow as sweetly as well. Last couple breaths here. Gently flicker your eyelids open. Make your way to hands and knees. Setting up with knees underneath hips, toes can be tucked or untucked. Hands outer shoulder width apart or wider, little draw of belly button to spine. And then inhale, lift the tailbone, hollow through the lower back, broaden through the collarbones, coming into cow pose. And then exhale, round through the spine. Really start to tuck the tailbone, press your spine up to the sky. And inhale slowly, a ripple into cow. Exhale, round into cat. So a few more of these on your own time, on your own breath. And as always, if there's any other movement that would feel really good here, then feel free to move how you want to move. Gently come back to center, tuck your toes, lift your belly button to spine, and exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Maybe you pedal your heels out here, getting into the calves a little bit more, the ankle mobility. You can wag your tail from side to side. Make sure those fingers look forward, right? Make sure they're spread super wide and that your hands are outer shoulder width apart or wider. And I even take my ring fingers off the edge of my mat to give myself lots of space. And then release the head. Last breath here. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top edge of the mat, standing forward fold. You might sway a little bit. You could cross opposite elbows with hands. You could bounce, whatever you need to do. If your arms are crossed, take the opposite crossing. Let the head hang heavy, neck long. And then release your hands with fingertips to the floor, or shins, or maybe blocks if you have them. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, let it all go. Couple more. Bend your knees, chin to chest, head heavy, arms heavy. Slowly roll up to standing. One vertebra at a time, slow as you need to go. Till eventually you come all the way up to standing, maybe a couple loops of your shoulders up, back, and down. Little wiggle, release, whatever you need to release. Tadasana. Hug the legs toward each other, feet still hip width apart. Tailbone to the earth slightly, belly button to spine. Shoulder blades on your back. On your inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Maybe follow with your gaze. Exhale, melt to the earth, forward fold. Fingertips to shins, inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, inhale, step back to plank, the top of a push-up, either from your toes or from your knees, wherever you need to be. Couple breaths. Press the floor away from you. Squeeze the bum, belly button to spine. Squeeze the tops of the thighs. Last breath here. Look to the top edge of the mat. You can always come down to your knees first. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Make sure those shoulders aren't creeping up to the ears as you do this. Untuck the toes. Little wiggle of the hips from side to side. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. So much so you feel your kneecaps lift away from the earth. Tailbone to the back wall. Feel belly button to spine. Inhale, lift the heart forward to come up. Baby cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Couple more. Hands can hover. You might press them into the floor a little bit more. Tuck your toes, plant your hands. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Really root the index finger knuckle mounds down. Hug the upper arm bones toward each other. Bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop to the top edge of the mat. Inhale, lift up partway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up to the sky. Exhale, right back down to the earth, forward fold. Inhale, little partway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Inhale, hop, step, or float back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way or partway to the earth. Inhale through baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, so when I call out a flow, that's what it's going to be. That little partway lift, the step back to plank, the lower to the earth, the little back bend, and then downward facing dog. You don't ever have to do the flow. If you don't want to, you might step right back to downward facing dog. It's sweaty, it's long, it's progressive. Do what you need to do for your body. Let's jump into it. All right. On your inhale, lift your right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists, hips high. Inhale, back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right armpit or elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, draw the knee across to the opposite side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee comes to nose, and then pause, press the floor away. Really draw knee to nose to knee. Exhale, step right foot between your hands. Spin your back foot for warrior two. So you're going to be heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. Whole sole of the foot flat on the back. Inhale, come on up. Bend both knees to start. We won't do this the whole way through. Stick your booty back and get a little wiggle on, little shake. So imagine there's some surf music on, Hawaii 5-0 or something like that. And you just want to get a little bit more mobility, a little bit more lubrication for that front hip, when eventually we start to sink into that front knee, supercharge the back leg towards straight. Hug the legs toward each other, little draw of belly button to spine, and float the arms up. So maybe you're super fierce, arms really energetic today. Maybe you need a bend in the elbows, maybe even palms up. Notice what your back foot is doing. Can you de-weight the big toe on the back foot so you're not rolling into the arch of the foot? Sink into the front hip. Last breath here. Exhale, windmill your hands to the earth. Step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, shoulders over wrists. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left knee to left armpit or elbow, hips high. Fly if you'd like to. Inhale, back up. Exhale, draw the knee across to the opposite side. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose, and then pause. Right? Try to stack the wrists over the shoulders over wrists. And then exhale, step your foot between your hands. Spin the back heel for warrior two. And then inhale, come up on the opposite side. So again, go ahead and bend both knees. This is a really flattering shot, but whatever. Stick your booty back. Get a little wiggle on, a little shake. You can draw hip circles. And for me, this feels so different from one side to the other. I have some sort of chronic stuff on this front hip. And then eventually, you start to settle, sinking into that front knee. Make sure the knee isn't caving in, set it out to the baby toe to the foot. Hug the legs toward each other rather than pressing them away. And that'll take the fire out of that front quad. Inhale the arms up. Make sure the shoulders aren't shrugged up. So whatever you need. Maybe you think of de-weighting the big toe on the back foot. Just to see if you can. One more inhale. Exhale, windmill your hands to the earth, step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Adding on, inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step foot between your hands. Back foot wraps for warrior two. Inhale, come up. Good. And now flip the front palm up. Inhale, sweep over your back leg, exalted warrior. Any arm variation of your choice. Back hand might be on the thigh. You might bring it to the hip for more support. You might start to wrap the hand around, wiggle the fingers. Top arm might reach up or back, or maybe bring the hand to the back of the neck. Get a sneaky little neck massage. Make sure again that front knee is not caving in. Last two breaths here. Exhale, windmill the hands to the earth, step back, float, or downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Back heel comes to warrior two. Inhale up, warrior two. Settle here. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, sweep over the back leg. Exalted warrior. Now even here, right, make sure you're not compromising the space between the ear and the front shoulder. And try not to break the neck. Keep the back of the neck long. Any arm variation of your choice. Keep sinking into the front knee. Last breath. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Wrap the back foot to the floor. Inhale up, warrior two. Flip your front palm up. Inhale, sweep over the back leg, exalted warrior, and right away, exhale all the way through. Bring your front elbow to your knee. Side angle pose. Make sure that you spiral these upper left ribs open to the sky. Top arm might reach up, or maybe you sweep the bicep over the ear again without compromising that space. Fingertips and heel reaching in opposite directions. Sometimes you might take a deeper variation, whether that's hand to the floor or a bind. Go where you need to go. One more inhale. One sweet exhale. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to the floor, step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step between your hands. Back heel wraps to the floor. Inhale up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, sweep up over the back leg. And exhale right away. Reach the upper body forward. You might even pause here for a sec, feeling those obliques, and then maybe rest that front elbow to the knee. Again, maybe top arm to the sky. Sweep the bicep over the ear. Really spiraling those upper right ribs open to the sky, so you're not collapsing through the chest. And you can use your elbow to send the knee out to the baby toe edge of the foot. Last couple breaths here. Any depth or variation that you know and love. Knowing that you'll be coming in and out of this in one breath soon. Good, inhale back up. Exhale, windmill the hands to the earth. Step back, flow, or downward facing dog. One breath here. Adding on. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Back heel for warrior two. Inhale, come on up. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale through side angle pose. Inhale, back up. Gently straighten that front leg. You might heel into the front foot or the back foot in a little bit. For triangle pose, hug the legs toward each other and then start to shift your hips back as you reach your upper body forward. Again, you might pause here, hovering it out in triangle, or maybe you scoop that front hip back and under slightly to find a little bit more space here to fold. Hand could rest on the calf, or if you have a block, top arm reaches up to the sky. Again, think of spiraling those upper left ribs open to the sky, and then lean your upper back into an imaginary wall behind you. One more breath here. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, windmill the hands to the earth. Step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Back heel for warrior two. Inhale, come on up. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, sweep over the back leg. Exhale, right away, front elbow to knee. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then gently straighten the front leg. Maybe you heel into the back foot in a little bit. Hug the legs toward each other. Start to shift your hips back as the upper body reaches forward. If you're hovering, this is a really good place to stay. But for most people, your femur is going to be hitting up against your hip bone here, which is why you want to scoop this front hip back and under slightly. And that'll give you quite a bit more space. Maybe you rest a hand on a block or a book or a tin can. And then again, spiral those upper left ribs, right ribs, open to the sky, top ribs. Keep hugging the legs toward each other without locking them out. Lean back a little bit. Last breath. On your inhale, come all the way back up. Bend into the front knee. Exhale. Plant your hands, step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Adding on. Inhale the left leg high. Right leg high, sorry. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Wrap the back foot, warrior two. Inhale up. Warrior two, flip the front palm up. Inhale over the back leg, exalted warrior. Exhale all the way through, front elbow to knee. Side angle. Inhale back up. Straighten the front leg. Shift the hips back. Torso comes forward. Hovering triangle or full triangle. One breath here. Inhale all the way back up. Bend back into that front knee. Clasp your hands behind your back. Elbows bent or straight. Wrap the shoulder blades toward each other. Inhale, lift through your heart. Exhale, melt your shoulder inside the front knee. Humble warrior. You might stay here. Crown of the head heavy. Some of you might start to reach the knuckles up to the sky. And then you can use, if you happen to be inside, you can use that front shoulder to nudge the knee out to the baby toe edge of the foot. One more breath here. Good. Inhale all the way back up, warrior two. Exhale, windmill the hands to the earth. Flow or downward facing dog. You're going to all be pros at warrior two by the end of this. Everyone's favorite transition pose. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Back heel comes to the floor. Inhale up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, right away, front elbow to knee, side angle pose. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, shift your hips back. Torso reaches forward. One breath here in triangle. Inhale, back up, bend the front knee. Clasp your hands behind your back. Opposite interlacing of the fingers. You might feel like you're holding someone else's hands. Wrap their shoulder blades toward each other. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, melt inside the front knee. Humble warrior. Again, crown of the head relaxes or releases to the floor. Head heavy, neck long. One more breath here. Inhale all the way back up, warrior two. Exhale, hands to the earth. Step back, flow or downward facing dog. Adding on. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Back foot comes to the floor. Inhale up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale through side angle. Inhale back up. Straighten the front leg. Shift the hips back, lean forward. One breath in triangle. Inhale up, bend back into the front knee. Clasp your hands. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. One breath here. And now release your hands inside the front foot. Walk your upper body to the long edge of the mat. Spin your front toes to meet your back toes. So now we're in wide leg forward fold. Make sure that your heels are wider than your toes, right? So you want to be slightly pigeon-toed, slightly turned in. That will help protect your ankles and your knees. Knees can be bent. You might have hands up on a pillow or something here. And then make sure that you're hugging your legs toward each other rather than pressing the heels away. Right? So you're active. From there, go wherever you'd like to go with the hands, with the width between the feet. Some people might walk their hands behind them. Right, wherever you need to go. Last couple breaths here. And then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Walk your upper body back to the top edge of your mat. Spin the front toes forward. Pick up the back heel. Step back. Flow for downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Back heel wraps to the floor. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, up, exalted warrior. Exhale, through side angle pose. Front elbow to knee. Inhale, back up. Straighten the front leg. Shift your hips back. Reach the upper body forward. Triangle for one breath. Inhale, back up. Bend the front knee. Clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, melt inside the front knee, humble warrior, one breath. And then release your hands inside the front foot. Walk your upper body to the long edge of the mat again. Spin the front toes to meet the back. Wide leg forward fold on the opposite side. And you might go wider, you might go narrower this time, whatever you need to do. And depending on your body, right, something like this might be your wide leg forward fold for today. You don't have to go super wide. Rock your weight forward and back. I think we have a tendency to hang out in our heels, particularly if you're pressing the feet away rather than hugging them back toward you. One more breath here. Inhale a little part while you lift. Exhale, let it go. Walk your upper body back to the front edge of the mat. Spin your front toes forward, pick up the back heel. Step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Back foot comes to the floor. Inhale up, warrior two. Front palm lifts up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, front elbow to knee. Side angle. Inhale, back up. Straighten the front leg. Shift your hips back. Reach your upper body forward. Triangle. Inhale, back up. Bend the front knee. Clasp your hands. Inhale, lift. Exhale, humble warrior. One breath here. Release the hands inside the front foot. Walk the upper body to the long edge of the mat. Spin your toes parallel. Now, spin your back toes out a little bit. Walk the upper body all the way over, coming into a Cossack lunge or a Cossack squat. For some people, that's going to be up here. Maybe lifting that foot, maybe not. For some of us, you're going to have hands on the floor. Maybe you come all the way down, depending on your mobility in the ankle. That heel might lift, that's fine. Last couple breaths here. Maybe you plant that left hand down. Inhale the right arm up. Okay, last breath. Slowly walk your upper body back to the top edge of the mat. Step back, flow, or downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Back heel wraps to the floor. Inhale, come up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale all the way through, front elbow to knee. Inhale, back up. Straighten the front leg, shift the hips back. Reach, 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 triangle pose. Inhale, back up, bend the front knee. Clasp your hands, lift through the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Release your hands inside the front foot. Walk the upper body to the center of the mat, or the long edge rather, and turn the back toes out. Start to come into the Cossack squat on the opposite side. So again, wherever you need to be, whether it's kind of up here, or maybe a little bit lower, maybe hands to the floor, maybe you're getting quite deep, whether or not the heel lifts. You might plant that right hand, pick up the left. Last breath. Inhale all the way back up to the top edge of the mat. Plant your hands, flow, or downward facing dog. So that's it. That's the sequence. Let's do it once more on each side. One breath per movement. Inhale, the right leg high. Exhale, foot between the hands. Back heel wraps down. Inhale up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up. Inhale over the back leg. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, back up. Straighten the front leg. Shift the hips back. Reach forward, triangle, one breath. Inhale, back up. Clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift through the heart. Exhale, melt inside your front knee. Release the hands. Walk the upper body to the long edge of the mat. Spin the back toes forward. One breath in Cossack lunge. Plant the hands, inhale all the way back to the top edge of the mat. Flow or downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, step between the hands. Back heel wraps to the floor. Inhale up, warrior two. Flip the front palm up. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, back up. Straighten the front leg, shift your hips back. Triangle pose, one breath. Inhale, back up, bend the front knee. Clasp your hands, lift through the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Release your hands inside. Walk to the long edge of the mat, spin the back toes out. Cossack lunge. And then slowly walk all the way back to the top edge of the mat. One last flow. And then gently release your knees to the earth. You might take the mat width apart, toes together. Shift your hips back. A well-earned child's pose. Release your torso or your head toward the floor. You might stack your wrists underneath your forehead. You might wrap your arms around your body, giving your shoulders a break. Or just chicken wing them. Last breath here. And slowly press yourself up. Shift your hips on one side. Swing your legs forward. Roll down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. Little rock from side to side. Awesome work, everyone. I know I can't see you, but if you manage to stick with it the whole way through, you've done a lot of work today. Arms out to the side. Maybe you shift your hips to the right a little bit to start. Exhale. Lower your legs to the left for a twist. As gentle or as deep as you need. Slowly the breath down. And then inhale back to center. Reset your spine and pelvis. Shift your hips to the opposite side. Exhale, knees down to the right. And slowly come back to center. Release your body to the floor for your rest. Whatever position will work best for you, whether you're flat on your back, legs bent or straight. Maybe you rest in a seated position, on your side, or child's pose. Wherever you need to go. And then for 3 breaths, inhale through your nose. Exhale, sigh. Breath away. A couple more. Finding your sweet, natural breath again. And know that you can, maybe, if possible, stay here for as long as you would like to. Maybe even another 5 minutes. Allowing all the work that we did today to reintegrate into the body. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.